Yo, what's going on? Welcome back to another Hardcore Iron Man progress video. And there's a somewhat important upgrade that I've been wanting to make on here for a while, and now that we've got plenty of Slayer points, I think it's a good time to work towards that, which is the Slayer Helm. The only thing that we really need still is 55 crafting, and we're just at 50 at the moment, so we're going to have to do a bit of collecting buckets of sand and soda ash because what we've got in the bank definitely isn't enough. There are still some gems left over from Motherlode Mine and from training Slayer, and some gold bars as well from when we were smelting at the blast furnace, and that's definitely going to help out so we can make a bit of jewelry. And yeah, you can see right there is 51 crafting just for making sapphire necklaces. But now it's time to move on to doing one of the most exciting activities to do on an Iron Man, which is collecting items. So this has to be like the most popular thing to do for Iron Man, because I swear like every world was bought out. I tried a few different locations of the charter ships and I kept hopping worlds, and the stocks were all either empty or super low. I eventually just stuck with the Catherby charter ship because it didn't seem as bad compared to the others, and I stuck it out here for I don't even know how long it was, maybe like an hour or something. We got just over 500 of each, which will probably get us to at least 54 crafting, and if we do need that bit of XP at the end, I could always use those gold bars to make gold amulets. I don't like using the gold bars if I don't have to just for gold amulets, because I prefer to use them to make something useful like teleport jewelry, and I know I'll eventually use the gold amulets with the string jewelry spell on Lunars, but I'm not too worried about that for now. Alright, so we just made like 500 molten glass, and you only get 20 XP for each piece of molten glass that you make, so that's like 10k XP from doing that, but the bulk of the XP comes from blowing the glass into the items. I decided to make unpowered orbs over lantern lenses because, like, what am I going to do with hundreds of lantern lenses, And at least unpowered orbs actually have a use. Plus the difference is like 2.5 XP between unpowered orbs versus lantern lenses. So what, I'm missing out on like maybe 2k XP at best, which really is nothing. And the molten glass only got us to 54 crafting, but that's close enough, not really that big of a deal. And so I was looking through the bank for supplies, and I realized that since we're here and we have the supplies for it, then we might as well make some dodgy necklaces, because I've been meaning to do that for a while, and they'll be nice to have whenever we go back to thieving. I only made one inventory of the dodgy necklaces because we don't have that many gems and cosmic runes and silver bars, so I do want to keep a little supply of each of those in the bank just in case. But finally, there it is, level 55 crafting, and I had to finish it up by making gold amulets. And I know it seems like such a low level, but it took way more effort than I thought it would just to get those 5 levels. So I definitely feel that sense of pride and accomplishment. That also put us at 1475 total level, and according to the game chat, apparently that's a major milestone. Alright, so the main benefit of having the Slayer helmet for now is that when I get tasks like Aberrant Specters, where normally I would need like a nose peg, the Slayer helmet has that built in, so I can still get that 16.67% damage and accuracy increase. I do still need to get it imbued at some point because I haven't done any Nightmare Zone yet, but I'm not planning on training range or magic through Slayer at any time in the near future anyways, so it's not really that big of a concern for now. But now that we finally have that out of the way, it's time to get back to training Slayer, so here is level 72 Slayer coming in. Level 75 Slayer for Gargoyles is still the main goal on this account for now, and we are getting there slowly but surely. How many episodes in a row now have I mentioned that 75 Slayer is the goal for this account? I gotta remind you guys, just in case you don't know already by the way. Hardcore Iron Man. So I've been streaming a lot of the Hardcore Iron Man recently, and people in the chat kept bugging me to do my clue scrolls, and once I did the first one, it wasn't so bad, so I think I'm going to start doing more clues from now on. I spent some time pickpocketing ham members to get some easy clues to see maybe if I could get lucky, and they're all like really easy to do. And then from the second easy clue I did, I got a freaking trimmed Amulet of Magic. So I guess it's like Fashionscape. I know a lot of the easy clues have like Fashionscape item rewards from them. So I guess it's like technically an upgrade in a way. It kind of sucks because I had to drop a lot of medium and hard clues because I either don't have the quest requirements for them, or I don't have the items, or my skills aren't even close to the requirements that I need for certain steps. There's just something so fun about opening caskets and not knowing what you're going to get that makes it so exciting. Especially as like being any type of Iron Man, because you can get like super obscure items that you didn't even realize that you needed. Now that we have 72 Slayer, we got our first ever Skeletal Wyverns task, so maybe we'll get lucky at some point here. Spoiler alert, wasn't lucky. Alright, so now that we're doing clues, it'd probably be a good idea to do Horror from the Deep to get the God Books for when we start getting pages. And in order to do the quest, we've got to do the bar crawl, which is what we're getting done right now. This is the last pub of the bar crawl, so once we get done with this, we can go back to the Barbarians and get this thing over with. And there is the bar crawl mini quest complete, And one other benefit of getting that done is that we can enable vial smashing, which means when you finish a potion, the vial will automatically disappear from your inventory, so you don't have to worry about dropping it manually. We are starting Horror from the Deep now, and from what I recall, I remember this being a pretty fast quest. Alright, now once we finish this Dagonoth Mother, that will be quest complete. We were already super close to getting a magic level, so that gave us just enough XP to push us to level 64 magic now. And now we just gotta pick a book. I think we'll go with Zammy. It doesn't really matter because we're gonna buy all of them eventually anyways, but I guess we'll just start with Zammy for now. And I guess it's like a new best in slot prayer item for the shield slot. I feel like I keep getting distracted from doing Slayer so easily, but I really do want to get 75. Like, that's the one thing that is like, I really want to get that done. I've said this before, but every time I get a Blue Dragons task, I always go to the baby Blue Dragons, and I swear, every single time I get a Blue Dragons task, I always end up getting a prayer level. So, we've got 52 prayer now, which means we can smite. Let's go PKing. Just kidding, but this is a hard clue casket right here, and I was shocked because this was the first one I finally didn't have to drop because I've been dropping so many of them. But check out this loot. We got a War Blessing and a Ceradomin Stole, so that's gonna be great so we don't get wrecked at God Wars. No, but seriously, I'm not kidding though. Not for the bosses, but I mean, once we get 83 Slayer for the Spiritual Mages, so we can grind out them Dragon Boots. And we got 15 Lunar Isle Teleports, so I think that might be a sign or the game trying to say something to me. So here's a Turoth task complete, and we got a hard clue scroll from this, which the first step is doable, so let's see if we can get another hard clue done. Yeah, we got a couple steps in, and we need a Rune Halberd, which requires the Regicide quest done, so that's not happening, but that's pretty much what I was expecting from this. I know, I need to do Underground Pass, especially with 70 agility, I won't have any problem at all most likely. But let me tell you what my plan is before we end today's video. So, I want to get 75 Slayer like you know already, and then we'll camp at Gargoyles for a while, we'll get alkables, we'll get supplies, we'll make a bunch of money from that, then we'll be able to buy whatever we want. And then after that, I'll worry about questing and getting Ivan Staff and starting the Barrows grind, and yelling at the game when I don't get the items I want. And it is going to be a cracking time, let me tell you. We are going to have a great time at Barrows. I've actually barely done any Barrows on my main account. I think my chest count is like 15 or something. It's something really low like that. So I'm definitely going to get a couple practice runs in before going all out on the hardcore, but I'm not too worried. My main concern is just like DCing at a bad time. But let's try to stay positive, we'll think happy thoughts, we're going to stay alive, and everything will be great. Also, I did switch to my prayer setup after this first inventory of Iron Dragons. I was just still on autopilot from the super intense Slayer grind that I've been on. So let's wrap up the video for now. I want to thank you all very much for watching today. Hope you have a great day, and I will see you again tomorrow. Take it easy.